Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nuke Syndrome back at it with another motherfucking story time, baby. Let's go. But hey, I know it's been a minute since your boys uploaded a video to the channel, alright? Life's in the way. I was in Texas, but we're in Georgia now. But I've been in Georgia for a fat minute, though. Life's just been crazy, been busy a lot. But hey, man, I was sitting here thinking, I was like, I kind of enjoyed making those storytime videos back in the day, talking about the shit, my life experiences with drugs and without drugs and just whatever's going on, you know what I'm saying? But it's always a vibe to just, sit here and talk about shit to you guys. So, hey, fuck it. We're back at it. I'm going to try to be on the grind again. Going to try to pump out at least a video a week, at very minimum a video a week. I'll try to keep it at 2 to 3 a week if I'm not too busy. But if I have a busy week, expect at least one video a week. That's the very least I'll be pumping out from now straight on. But hey, man, time to cut out all the yap. You feel me? Time to cut out all the yap. Let's get straight into the story time. Now, this story happened way back in junior year, I believe. I was taking Algebra 2 at this time, and this is the time of day that happened. This was my second period class. In our school, we had 4 periods throughout the day. It was period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4, it'd be like math class and then science and all that shit. You know how fucking school works. But anyways, algebra for me was period 2. I don't quite remember what I had for period 1. I don't know what it was, but I was already fried anyways, and I get to period 2. Now, at this point in my life, I was coming to school baked off my rocker every day. I mean, I would be in class just fucking chilling, right? So on this particular day, it was a pretty slow day in math class. We were pretty caught up with all of our stuff that we had to do for the week. So we decided we had a movie day in math class. Now I had this cart, and I forget what it was called. I think it was called an Imperial cart or something. It was probably some dog shit bullshit. But back then, this was a long time ago. I'm 21, or I'm almost 21 now. I turned 21 in March next year. But I think I was 16 at this time. I remember I was 16 because I got arrested at 16. So I was 16 at this time. So I remember I wake up, I'm coming to school, I'm ripping the fuck out. And not to mention, I had this car on a fat ass red box mod. This was back in those days, right, where 510 thread batteries weren't too popular. So every motherfucker that smoked carts had their carts on a box mod running it at only a few watts. You know what I'm saying? That was the move back then. But carrying a big box mod with a card in it to school is not really the best idea, and I don't know why that didn't compute in my brain, but we were young. But hey, we still got fucked up. But listen. So I was in math class. I'm just chilling with my homie Hayden. We sit in the back and we just fuck around that whole class, right? But I remember I was like, yo, I got this card on me right now, you know what I'm saying? We could go smack the fuck out of this shit. So he was like, bet, pass me the cart, man. Pass me the booth pack. So I was like, all right. So I passed him the little cart. I did the little under the leg pass through the fucking, between the desks and shit. And he takes it. Keep in mind, this is just a fat ass fucking box mod, all right? This thing is not meant for stealth, all right? There's nothing stealthy about this thing. So he takes it and he goes to the bathroom. I don't know how many rips he took. He came back, said he took like 3 or 4 rips, came back. He was pretty fried. And I remember him telling me something about how he heard one of the principal dudes, one of the upper dudes, vice principal, whoever the fuck it was. I don't remember exactly who it was that went into the bathroom with him. But he said once he was in that stall and he was ripping it, this part's actually pretty funny. He said he heard one of the higher ups come in there, and was just looking around acting suspicious or some shit. And Aiden said he started to just fucking make it sound like he was actually taking a shit, so he started making like grunting noises and shit. Oh, Hayden's a fucking goofy ass motherfucker. But I guess the guy had left and Hayden had came back to the class and he was telling me about that shit, and I was like, well, damn, I didn't think too much of it, because the bigger people, they come in the bathroom all the fucking time. I mean, if someone's in there just in the stall sitting down making grunt noises, I'd think they were taking a shit. I'd be like, hey, bro, you're fighting demons in that stall. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave you by yourself. You do your thing. But oh shit. And Hayden comes back to the classroom, and he's telling me about that shit, and I'm like, damn, that shit's fucking wild, because like he could have got caught right there, you know what I'm saying, right then and there. So he hands me back the Benjamin, and I go up to the teacher, like, I don't know, probably 10 minutes later. We like to wait a little bit, just not so he gets back, and then I go, because that looks sus as fuck. That looks fucking crazy. So I wait like 10 or so minutes, and then I ask him, I was like, hey, can I use the bathroom real quick? Had the box mod in the pocket. He was like, yeah, sure, man, go ahead. So I walk out of the classroom, and I notice way down the hall, look to my right down the hall, and I see what was his name? Dr. Scott? I think his name was Dr. Scott, and he was sitting on the window, like at the very end of the hallway, kind of like actually staring at me as I'm going to the bathroom. I was like, I mean, that's kind of weird, but I didn't think too much of it once again. I got in my stall and I started taking my rips. Keep in mind here, no one walked into the bathroom while I was taking my rips in here, right? Absolutely nobody. So I'm sitting in there chilling out, taking my rips. I'm only in there for probably like 2 minutes most, right? Like I'm not trying to sit in there for a long time. So I took like 3 or 4 good smacks, and I turned it off, put it back in my pocket. And right when I walk out of the bathroom, he's standing outside in the hallway right beside the bathroom entrance. He looks at me and he says, "Come with me." At this point, I knew I was fucked. I was like, God damn it, I'm screwed. This is over for me, you know what I'm saying? He's finding my shit. I immediately knew what was going down. So we have a walk to his office. We were actually pretty close to where his office was. My class I was in was on the second floor of the school, and then it was pretty close to the staircase. And his office was like on the second floor. If you walked up the staircase, it was like right there on the right. So that's where his office was. So we go there, and he's like, all right, do you have anything that you should not have on you? Like anything illegal or like vapes, anything like that? And my dumbass, to start it off, decided to tell him no when I have a fat ass box mod in my pocket. Now I had this plan that I didn't. I had made this plan as I was getting searched, but it was too late as I was getting searched. But I was wearing these sweatpants, and they had 2 zipper pockets up top, and then below those was another 2 zipper pockets. So my theory was, if I could, like, while I'm searching in my pockets for him to pull them out, if I could screw the cart off quick enough and have that in the back of my hand when I show him the box mod and set that down, and then come back and drop the cart in my my lower pocket, right? Just slip that in my lower pocket. So he's like, but of course I didn't get to do that because I thought of it as I was getting searched, and I just didn't have enough time. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'm already here. I'm already caught. Fuck it. I'm not going to do all that shit. So I pull out the fat box mod with the Benjamin on it still, and I put it on the table, and he's like, well, what's this? And at first I tried to play it off, I tried to tell him it was just a vape, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, I promise, like, it's just a vape, bro. It's just nicotine. Like, that's all it is. And he takes it, he's looking at it, he's analyzing it for a little bit, and then he smells it. Right when he put that shit up to his nose, my heart sank into my chest. My stomach was doing turns. I was like, fuck, you know? And he fucking sniffs it, and his head jolted back. I was like, oh no. His head jolted back, and this was literally what he did. His head jolted back, and he went, whoo wee. He literally called another fucking official, whoever it was, to come in here and smell this just to make sure he was right. And that other dude comes in here and smells the shit, and he had the same fucking reaction, bro. He was like, "Are you?" He was like, "Are you sure this is just nicotine?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's just Nick." And he was like, "Well, this smells a lot like weed to me." So then I started being a little more honest and compliant with him. I was like, "Yeah, it's weed, blah blah blah," you know. And at this point, I'm really like, I'm not pissed off. Like, I'm in this mood where it's like, like, the shit happened. There's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happened. Me sitting here being pissed off at these guys, or me sitting here starting to fucking, if I break down and fucking just cry or some shit, like, it ain't gonna change anything that's happening right now. So I just sat there and I took it like a bitch, bro. The school officer comes in. I forgot what the fuck his name was, to be honest, but he comes in, he looks at my eyes, he was like, oh yeah, he's definitely high, blah blah blah. So at this point, they walk me out, and this motherfucker had the audacity to ask me, bro. When I stood up from this little fucking chair thing I was sitting in, I stand up and I go to walk out, and he has the audacity to look at me and ask, "Are you okay to walk?" Bro, I hit a cart Like, and it's not like it's my first time smoking weed either. Like, I had a decent tolerance at this point, dude. Like, yes, I can walk. And I remember and as I was walking, like, down the stairs from the second floor, I hear him, like, kind of mutter to the other guy, like, he was like, look how hard he has to focus walking down these stairs so he doesn't fall. And I'm just walking down the stairs like a normal person. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I just brushed that shit off. And then we go to the nurse's office. Now, once we get to the nurse's office, I have to take a drug test now. So she gives me this cup, and I go piss in this cup, and I give it to her. Of course, it fails. It comes back positive for THC. She was like, "Yeah, positive for THC." Blah blah blah. And then for some reason, the guy asked me, I think it was Dr. Scott that asked me this in the nurse's office. She was like, or he was like, so how do you, like, when you buy this stuff, how do you know it's not fake? How do you know there's nothing in here, that's gonna harm you or nothing? So I was like, well, I'm already here. I may as well educate this guy a little bit. So although this stuff really doesn't matter, but well, one of them does, but one of them is the bubble test, where where you flip your card upside down. If your bubble moves quick, it's dog shit. If it doesn't move, it stays in place. It's good. But you can't fully test it like that. But if it does stick there, that's a good start. But then also you could still have like vitamin E additives and stuff, which is used to thicken the wax so it won't move. But and then another thing I told him about was the color of the oil. And the color of the oil on this card, I will say, was pretty golden. It wasn't really too dark. It wasn't too light. It was just a nice golden color. It was thick. So I don't know if the cart was good or bad. I mean, who knows? You know what I'm saying? I was in 11th grade. Who fucking knows, right? But anyways, so we get done talking about all that shit. And then I don't remember where I went. It was somewhere in the back of the school in this room. And I remember I get handcuffed by the fucking school officer, and it's crazy because my fourth period class was public safety, I believe, public safety, something like that. And he was an ex-cop and shit. And while the school officer is putting me in handcuffs, Dr. Scott's there. My fucking fourth period teacher comes in the room, bro, and he's just staring at me while I'm getting handcuffed. I'm like, bro, like, go away. like, like, are you really trying to do this shit to me right now? So, but after that, I get to call my mom. I'm like, hey, mom, I just got caught with weed at school. I'm going to fucking a juvenile detention center for the weekend. Yay. That's fucking great. She's fucking pissed. She's livid. And she's at work too, mind you. So she's mad as hell. So, but after all that shit, I get put in my handcuffs. And then I get escorted to the police car. And that shit was uncomfortable as fuck. Being me, I'm not the lightest guy, okay? I'm really not the lightest guy. I am 6'2", like 270, 280 pounds, right? I'm not the lightest guy, I'm a fluffy man. So when you have these small ass handcuffs behind you, bro, and you gotta sit in the fucking cop car with these fucking metal ass cuffs on your hands behind your back, and you're leaning back against that on the chair, it sucks, bro. It sucks. So I remember just sitting there going through all this traffic, just looking out the window like, damn, I'm really gonna get fucked here, And if you're from the Chattanooga, Tennessee-ish area, you know what I'm saying, like, 15 minutes down south in Georgia, you got like Ringgold, Fort Oglethorpe, and then a little bit more south you got Dalton. Well, I was going to school in Ringgold, and the juvenile detention center I have to go to is all the way in Dalton. It was called like RYDC. Don't remember what it exactly stands for, but this was a kind of a long drive. It was like a fucking 25 minute drive in the back of that cop car from where I was to get all the way to this fucking jail down in Dalton. And I finally get out of the car, bro, and oh my goodness, just the freeness after getting those cuffs taken off of me for a little while was something. That shit was insane. So, but I finally get down there, I get to the jail, and let me tell you guys, ladies and gentlemen, this juvenile detention center was low-key lit, okay? Like, I know it sounds kind of fucked up, but dude, we had fucking games. We had an Xbox One and a PS4. I mean, no internet to them, but still, we had a little fucking place with a bunch of seats and a little box TV, and we could watch movies and shit. There was a fucking, like, right outside there was basketball court. But it wasn't too bad, you know what I'm saying? And not to mention for food, bro, like especially lunch and dinner, they would serve you some good shit. I can't even lie. Like there was this one night that I vividly remember. It was like orange chicken, like orange chicken. It was a fat clump of it, and you had some like rice or some shit. I don't remember what the other. There was like another side or two. I don't remember what they were, but that shit was low key some bussin' ass fucking jail food. So my first like day in there, it was kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone else was in there. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of like rocking by myself. I wasn't trying to make friends with too many of these people. I just wanted to do my time and get out, even though I was only there for the weekend. But I'm in there, and they're all asking me, "Yo, what are you in here for, bro? What are you in here for?" And I'd tell them, I was in here for a fucking weed cart and shit like that. And there was one motherfucker in there. It's kind of crazy. There was one guy in there. He was in there for fucking murder. Okay, but he was like the funniest guy there. He was literally the funniest fucker in that building. Like he was a. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna sit here and say he's a good guy and stuff, but like he wasn't too bad to be around. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, first day goes by. Whatever. Eat some food, eat some grub. I watch some movies back there, and then it's time to go in the fucking cell and read a book or whatever the fuck you want to do. And here rolls around the second day, right? The second day comes along in this juvie detention center, and I think this is at night when this happened. This guy, like literally the cell adjacent to me, he starts tweaking out, bro. This motherfucker gets angry as shit because they had turned off his fucking water because he was being a bitch, and he gets angry as fuck. I mean, he's sitting there. He gets fucking this fucking like popcorn chips, bro. He starts throwing that over his window. He gets honey mustard, bro. I remember this so vividly. He gets honey mustard, smears it all over his door window, right? Fucking with his finger writes in "fuck 12" and all this shit. And the leftover water that was in his toilet from where he turned it off, he just continued scooping it up with something. I don't know what he was scooping it up with and dumping it under his door, bro. Like there was water coming into my cell, there was water coming into other dude's cell, there was water fucking everywhere, bro. And you know what's crazy? Is the fact that after all this, janitor dude came and cleaned it up and everything, and they didn't do a damn thing to that kid, bro. They didn't punish him in any way, shape, or form. That shit blew my mind. I was like, damn, low key, the kid, like the people that are in here, like, kind of run this shit more than the fucking feds do. I was like, this shit's fucking insane. But anyways, after my stay in that little jail, then came my court date. So I was finally able to go to court. I shaved my beard and all that stuff, and it was finally time to go to court. So I'm rolling in the squad car on my way to court, and I get there and I see my parents there, and for some reason, literally, oh, and not to mention, this dab cart was like a quarter of the way full. This shit wasn't even full, mind you, the one I got busted with. So I pull up to this court. They have me in handcuffs and shankles. I got arrested for marijuana. One fucking quarter of a dab cart of marijuana. I was in handcuffs, in fucking foot shankles, walking in this fucking courtroom looking like a fucking clown, alright? I remember my mom and dad sitting back there, they start fucking crying and shit. It's like, bro, chill out, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing too serious. I'm 16. This shit ain't gonna hold on my record, you know what I'm saying? Like, and over time, I obviously, like after, during probation, I got a job, and I paid my mom back for, I think it was like $2,500 for the lawyer I had to get and shit like that. I paid her all that shit back. And, but anyways, I get to court, and thank God I had a good lawyer. I actually did have a decent fucking lawyer. Um, he got two, no, he got, I was going to have two felony charges. One was for the possession of wax, concentrated THC. And then the other one was for distribution because I let my friend take the cart to hit it in the bathroom. So they tried to hit me with a distribution charge too. But thank goodness my lawyer got the distribution charge dropped, so it was only that one. And then came my probation hearing or whatever the fuck that shit's called, where I get told what my probation shit's gonna be. So here's the thing that really sucked, right? I had a month of house arrest, which really sucked dick. I was on an ankle bracelet for a month. That's quite ridiculous. And then it was either going to be 2 years of probation or 1 year of probation if I get a job and do my service hours. So I got a job and only did 1 year probation, but my PO was chill as fuck. She didn't make me. This was peak, keep in mind this was during peak COVID, right? Well, not peak COVID. This is like when school wasn't far from letting out. You know what I'm saying? At the start of COVID, when all the schools finally let out, like this was like right before that when this happened. So my PO didn't make me do any of the scheduled community service hours. She just wrote them in for me. I was like, thank you, God, Jesus. And not to mention, it was during COVID, so I wasn't getting drug tested. I didn't realize till about like 3 or 4 months into my probation. I was like, I'm not getting drug tested because it's COVID. So I just started smoking weed again, you know what I'm saying? We had the felony, but that shit's gone now. That shit's gone in the past. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, after that, we just kept smoking up, and it was a good day. But hey, man, I appreciate y'all for watching this video. Drop a like and a comment. You know what I'm saying? Comment your favorite part about the video. Comment, just comment anything, man. Let's talk it up. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and hey, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out, my boy.